Republic has now accessed the pages of Sushant Singh Rajput's diary. The notes penned down by the late actor completely bust the suicide theory being pushed out. In fact, the pages of the diary included plans of the future, including his career as well as companies. Let's go across to my colleague Prakash Singh, now joining us with more on this, who has accessed these pages of the diary as well. So Prakash, these are certainly a piece of evidence that we have accessed here. We saw how there was a suicide theory being rolled out. We saw how the police, Mumbai police, had just ran out to the conclusion that it was a suicide case, and also he was in depression. Now these pages clearly indicate that Sushant was certainly planning for his future.
So basically, Hollywood.
All right, we'll shortly go across to my colleague Prakash. But certainly, viewers, Republic has now accessed the pages of Sushant Singh Rajput's diary. The notes that have been penned down by the late actor in his diary completely, in a way, bust the suicide theory that is being pushed out regularly by not just the authorities in Mumbai, but also a lot of other people. In fact, the pages of the diary includes his plans for the future, including his career plans and companies that he was in fact planning to open up or was in the process of opening up. So clearly there was, in fact, we have been seeing a constant attempt to push the narrative that Sushant Singh Rajput was in depression. We saw how the Mumbai police had gone into the conclusion immediately after his death that this is a suicide case. But the pages of these diaries that we have accessed here on Republic TV clearly crumbles the depression theory. It crumbles the fact that he was in any kind of depression or he was struggling mentally because he was planning for his future. He was planning for his career as well as his companies. Let's go across to my colleague Prakash now, who got us these access to these diary pages. So Prakash, we have seen time and again a narrative being pushed of how Sushant Singh Rajput is depressed, but clearly he was planning for his future if you look at these pages from his diary. Prakash. All right, we'll go back to Prakash, but clearly this is a classic piece of evidence that we have access here on Republic TV, viewers, the pages of Sushant Singh Rajput's diary. Prakash clearly, in a way, debunking all kinds of theories surrounding his death, stating that he was in depression, that this was a suicide, because clearly Sushant Singh Rajput was planning for his future. He was also, in fact, planning for setting up some companies.
Well, he had already planned for setting up companies, and that those were the IT companies, and he had plans to go into the Bollywood, start his own production companies, creative writing, and with the involvement of his sisters. So these are the diary pages and that we have accessed, and also he had plans to make sure that around 50 crore rupees of funds are arranged so that things are taken care of as far as the companies and other aspects are concerned. So as far as the depression narrative is being given, this is not true actually, and these are the latest diary pages during the lockdown as well. In the 2020 he has formulated, and all these diary pages are there, and some of the diary pages are also from 2018. So these are exclusive pictures that we have got, and wherein he has talked about the flow chart as to how to deal with the companies and the process